Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stacy, and today we are going to talk about lecturers. Today we have our mass communication lecturer who's going to tell us his name and where does he come from.
Uh, Good afternoon. My name is Caleb Ekonye. That's Villa, where I come from in terms of community or where I reside. I live in Kahao and Dani. Yes.
Why are you doing this profession?
Yes. Why I do this profession is number one, I have a passion for youth. I love mentoring youth. I love making them feel like they are doing the right choice. You meet different types of youth. You meet, for example, youth who have maybe made it in education. People who have straight A's, straight B pluses, and stuff like that. Then you'll meet others who have been discouraged by their parents. So me, I love associating myself mostly with the ones who are discouraged, who the community tends to throw them away. I love associating myself with the weak people, not from the aspect of control, but from the aspect of empowering them so that they can be able to take over the field in the world. So I had this passion ever since I was in school or in campus. So where I could nurture people in regards to the same. And I realized that my career field needs a place where, as I was doing this, I was looking for a place where I can do this nurturing, and teaching came about, and here we are. Thank you.
What inspired you to do this profession?
What inspired me to do this profession, like I told you, it's as a result of what I saw. Most youths face a lot of discrimination. Understand? A lot of discrimination from parents, from society. Once you have maybe not made it in a certain perspective, or maybe you have a child before marriage, or maybe you're the black sheep of the family. So most of the youths end up being disregarded. So I used to see this when I was in campus, and it really touched me. Yeah? And I decided that one day, and I told myself, one day when I get into a space of position where I can be able to nurture such people and to be able to direct them and give them platforms, then I can be good enough to do that. So I saw the best place to do it is when I'm in the teaching career. Yeah, but I'll give you a history regards to that as we continue.
What kind of teaching techniques do you use to make sure your students understand what you're teaching?
My teaching techniques are very different. First, I use a lot of demonstration because I believe people understand more when you demonstrate to them, when you show them how to do things. For example, I'm more of a technical hands-on person. We speak of graphics and design, showing people how to create magazines. There's something called layout and design. I believe that's something that you're doing over here. So in layout and design, you find that you're doing a lot of theory, but actually when I actually show you how to create a magazine, it sticks more. It makes you more marketable in the field. When it comes to camera operation, photography, when it comes to editing, it is very good when you show people how to do it. You don't tell them. It is usually my slogan: show people how to do it. Don't tell them how to do it. When you tell someone how to do something, they'll feel control. They'll tend to forget what you've told them to do. So my teaching techniques are that. My other way is involving my students in everything that is supposed to be done. Understand? Like involvement in the aspect of involvement leadership, where I don't take control of everything. I let them decide for themselves. So that is a teaching technique, especially in the practical field. Yeah, and also I love counseling and giving advice in the aspect of that, because I don't want to make my students to feel controlled at home and controlled at school. So when they come to school, they should feel like there is another home in school. That makes my the attendance of my students to be like almost 100%. So this week they have not been really attending because of the Andamano thing, which we hope everything will be okay. But my student turn up has been okay because of I make them feel at home in school. So they don't feel like I'm going to school on Monday. Especially on Monday, I usually see a huge time. Yeah.
What do you do in order to attract new students to come and join your class?
Yes, I love doing things. I say excellence is key. I love doing things with excellence, and where passion is involved, passion leads to excellence, and excellence leads to things being done with love. Understand? When you do things with love, it leads people to want to come and be engaged in your classes. Understand? Engaged in your classes. And when you do things well, for example, when you buy a smartphone, the smartphone serves you well. You'll want to involve your friends. My friends, you may smartphone in your tech. Hey, it's nice. Or maybe I want maybe the iPhone. It's very nice. So how about we buy it? Inabaywa wapi? or your stop. So it's the same thing with my teaching techniques. So I usually make sure that there is excellence, because excellence comes with when you're good and you're good in that field. Where there is excellence, it leads to other people wanting to join your class. I've even seen people from other courses sneaking into my class, and I've never taken offense with that, because I understand maybe they like what they've had. Yeah.
Has it ever come to a scenario whereby a student has come late to your class?
Yes, it happens. And one of the forms of leadership or 48 laws of power is you have to be empathetic. You have to put yourself into the shoes of the student. Understand that they are coming from different walks of life. So I rarely confront the student. Yeah, I rarely confront the student. But I just out of concern, it's good to also understand when the student is late. But I usually put myself in there. Sometimes maybe amecheleweshwa pale kwa counter. Understand? Kwa counter amekaziwa, ameambiwa do not enter, maybe because of some school fees issues. Or maybe traffic jam, maybe aliamka late, alimala maybe akitransnight, akaamka late. Every teacher was once a student, so you can understand. Maybe alikuwa ana transnight, ama pengine anatembea kutoka home hadi shule. Understand? So everybody is going through something. So you have to be empathetic and put yourself in the shoes of this person. So when they are late, you talk to them, and next time when you talk to them in a good way, they improve. Yes.
What are the challenges that you're facing when you're doing this course?
Doing the course or teaching the course?
Teaching the course.
Challenges that I'm facing. Of course, when you get into a new environment, you have to help people to understand you, to understand your new. Remember, there was someone who was there before you. So this is how they were used to this particular person training. Understand? So you have come with a new system, new technique. Maybe they are not used to a friendly person. Maybe they are used to a strict person. Or maybe they are not used to an extremely a person who gives them advice and stuff. So one of the challenges maybe is maybe making people to understand you. Of course, you don't make them to understand you. You guide them into understanding you. But with time, I think it has been okay, and everyone has understood teacher does things this way. And another challenge is maybe people who have not understood an orderly person. So when they see something to do with the order, they feel like it's not okay. So I think when you understand change, it's usually easy.
What are the benefits that you're gaining when you're teaching this course?
The benefits is exposure. You're gaining more market skills. That is, you make yourself more marketable. Of course, the more you do something, the more you become good at it. Like the way you're doing your TV host questions. The more you do these TV host questions within the next 3 weeks, you'll be very perfect in it. You'll be better than Victoria Rubadiri, you see. So the more you teach, the more you become good. The more you learn more techniques of how to teach your students. The more you understand what your students need, the more you get, even you travel the world. Like before here, I was in Nakuru, understand? So in Nakuru, I was there for 2 years. So you get to understand the environment of Nakuru, the slowness of that place. Then you come to a fast life. Before Nakuru, I was in Nairobi. You see, the adjustment. So you have to know that life is dynamic. So that's one thing I really love about training and teaching, because it opens, it's dynamic, it's good.
Is the finance bill affecting your teaching?
The finance bill, like I always tell my students, it does not affect in one or another. It might affect maybe with maybe the rising of some prices of some things, which see at it's extravagant, like at kitu ina raise na 10k. You'll just realize that in the last 2 or 3 years, what you used to spend in 1,000 more, what you used to spend 1,000 less is now 1,000 more. Understand? Like if you're doing something with a certain calculation, now you need to do it with 1,000 shillings more. So it doesn't really affect, but I'd rather ask people to be positive about it, because anytime you raise against authority, the regime of that authority will always work against you. Not necessarily because of that person directly, but the grace that this person carries in regards to the regime will always work against you. For example, you're in a certain company and you have this employer who you don't like, or maybe this manager whom you don't like, or maybe this HR you don't like. everything will always work against you. For example, you'll always find yourself, you've woken up early, but you'll always end up late because you don't like the person. So spirit, whatever it is that controls the universe, understands principles of order. So anytime you go against order, disorder also comes into your life. So you find things become a bit difficult for you. So I'd rather people to embrace the finance bill because it comes from an authoritative figure, and the country will always work for them. So hata mkate inaweza panda na 2 bob na bado utaendelea kulalamika because enyewe the regime is working against you. Yes.
What kind of advice will you give to the students or people who would like to do this course?
Number 1, be courageous. Love what you do. Love yourself. When you love yourself, you love what you do. You understand? You cannot love what you do when you don't love yourself. So love yourself first. Be courageous. Be outspoken. Be outspoken. It is a good course. It is not necessarily about sitting on the TV and creativity. It is also about what you can do with your creativity. Things like graphic design. Like in Nairobi, they look for graphic designers. Nairobi, if you're a graphic designer, you can earn from something between 40 to about 120,000. 40 is from a starting salary. I'm talking of something like from a starting salary of around 40 to around 120,000. Understand? So you just have to be good for the money. So doesn't matter the grade. You can even be studying medicine but still want to portray some things that are in medicine. YouTube channel. So feel encouraged. Come, join us, do it. Right? Join an institution. You too.